160.
But that's
his own world record to win.
That's the way it's looking. So it's going to be a Bulgarian medal. Surprise, surprise.
Medals.
And as China are so dominant in the world field, particularly in the women's division, Bulgaria are in the European theatre. But the interesting thing is they are so strong in both divisions. I mean, it's really interesting when you consider the difference. You know, since Abazhiev returned for the European Championships in Rijeka 2 years ago, that's when he came back out of the wilderness. They've actually won some 17 gold medals and 35 medals in all. I mean, that says it all, really.
Yeah, it just shows you the difference that one man can make. He is strict, though.
But it's not just discipline, it is knowledge, and it is experience and wisdom and assessment of each of the lifters.
Yes, I think he's very good at spotting talent, and I think he believes that if you get a load of talented people together, you're bound to get 1 or 2 champions.
Well, interestingly, people often talk in, say, horse racing, how a trainer with a stable of 50, 60, sometimes 100 horses, how on earth that trainer actually knows the condition of each horse, where to place them, what level to put them in. Well, in a smaller sense, that's what Abazhiev's doing. He's making an assessment of every single lifter and setting targets for them, which he believes and expects them to be able to achieve. And he's been amazingly successful because he's been making corrections. So here, Yeliashkov out now for 157.5. And then he's going to gamble that Bursky will not lift this. Yeliashkov. Well, he's done his bit. He's thrown the gauntlet down to Bursky. Yeliashkov, who lifted 172.5.
Now this,
I should say 145.
Look at this, David. Look at what's happening here, David. He doesn't need this. He only needs 157.5 to win. He's decided to go to 160.
Is this a reflection of his concern about the clean and jerk, that he wants those extra 2.5 kilos?
It's difficult to say. I mean, maybe Abazhiev has said, well, you know, we've got gold and silver anyway. If you take more, take more. Maybe he's feeling supremely confident. I don't know, but he certainly doesn't need this for the gold.
Well, it's an interesting situation. This is a bit like Formula One, isn't it? Ferrari and McLaren. Are there any team orders? You know, would anybody say to Bursky, you're not allowed to beat Plamen Yeliashkov? Obviously, there are no team orders because he's been allowed to go ahead here.
Well, he's looked good so far. This is equal to the world record, of course.
And he's done it.
Look at that. Well, I think that answers our question.
Well, he takes the snatch gold, and I think if he wanted to, it's hindsight, of course, now, he could have put half a kilo on and gone for a new world record. But the big advantage for him now is not only that he's got to share the world record with Plamen Yeliashkov, but he's got a 2.5 kilo advantage to carry forward to the second half of the competition, and he's the lighter man. So technically, that could be worth 5 kilos to him, and that is a big, big step forward. So Bulgaria, gold and silver, Greece, the bronze, and Yeliashkov under real pressure now. The halfway stage of the competition. Lavrinov of Belarus in 4th place ahead of Dodita of Romania. And here's the confirmation. There you can see the lighter body weight of Bursky. 3 good snatches. And anyone who puts 3 good lifts in deserves the reward. And as you can see there, of the 8 men on that list, he's the only one who's correctly lifted all 3. He's got the gold. Yeliashkov, the defending champion, has to settle for silver. Leonidis of Greece is 10 kilos off the pace at the moment, but he is lighter than Bursky, but he's still got to work hard in the clean and jerk phase. So that's the situation at the halfway point. And a little upset here because I thought that Yeliashkov was good enough to hold off everybody, including his teammates.
In the
bar up to 185, the predicted weight, the announced weight for this man, Fedal Gula, currently down in 12th place, only snatched 147.5, and he's got to really use this, his strongest suit, to make some ground. So 185 kilos on the bar, and Fedal Gula weighing 68.70, and this is lighter than Matveyev, so this lift to take the lead in the clean and jerk competition. Well, that wasn't very encouraging.
no lift.
This is, I mean, at the World Championships, he never managed, I don't think he managed to register a clean and jerk. He couldn't even lift 177.5. He's coming in here on 185. And
I was just about to say, which World Championships are you referring to? Because it's not the first time. You are, of course, referring to last November's, and you're absolutely right. He didn't manage to get a lift in.
But the unusual thing is that the reason he failed that lift wasn't technique. He wasn't strong enough to stand up with it. And one wonders why he even managed, you know, he been at 185. This is bad coaching.
Now here's Leonidas, 2.5 kilos below his PB. At 185. Good split. Technically,
very good. Yeah, this is definitely his strong lift.
Excellent, and it takes him ahead of Matveyev. He lighter by 300 grams. Matveyev drops to second, Burbsky in third place. Yeliashkov only fourth at the moment in a clean and jerk. But both are Bulgarians, and Leonidas with 2 lifts to come. Now Selilis, 175, a 10 kilo increase. That's as much as you'd want to take at any one time.
And of course, this bar now at 185, it's only 5 kilos below the European record, so it's getting big.
185 is his personal best. This is going to be mighty tough. Oh. Really good explosion there on the split.
Well, after that disaster in the snatch, really did well there to pull himself back.
Absolutely, he zoomed himself up to 4th place overall with that effort and into silver medal position in the clean and jerk. Delidis, who was 7th at the halfway stage, you can see what the difference one good lift can make. Suddenly you can go from nowhere to being a contender. Still an outsider because he's using up more of his lifts.
So I'm just wondering now what Gula is actually going to do with this. He didn't seem to have the strength in the legs to stand up on the first attempt. Is he going to find something from somewhere? If he does, I'll be very impressed. No, and I think perhaps realizing how heavy it was the first time.
185 kilograms.
It's just a pity we couldn't have stayed with him just to have seen that warm-up room. It might have given us a clue. But they seem to have miscalculated this badly as far as he's concerned, because he's heading for no total, I'm afraid. Now 27 years of age, so by no means over the hill. But as I said right at the beginning of the competition, the purple patch, the great days, 94, the world title in Istanbul, the European Championship the following year. It's getting a little distant in the memory.
Yes, I don't think we're going to see him again, not today anyway.
I think quite simply we are facing a situation, or at least the Turkish squad are, that at the moment there's no one to take his place, and that's why he's in there representing Turkey, because at the moment he's the best of what they've got at this particular point. But as soon as they can actually bring someone along, one of their juniors who can rise up there, then his career will move to another phase, possibly coaching. But in a way, I don't know, I'd be surprised to see him at the Olympics. Particularly since he didn't get a total in Atlanta. Yeliashkov, man of iron. Yeliajo in Bulgarian means iron, the Iron Man. But the Iron Man with a little bend in the bar at the moment. No longer the European Snatch champion, and under serious pressure from his own teammate.
The clock ticking away at the moment, Dave. There's just 20 seconds left for Goulart to come out, and I'm certain that he's not going to bother.
There's Guy. And as I said, this is the man who does get nervous, does get emotional, and he must realise he's on the verge of something here. And even that can play its part when you're so close to being there.
Second attempt for Plamen Jeyas for Bulgaria.
So Yeliashkov is going to come out. Goulart has finished his lifting. He's not coming out to fail again. He's called it a day. And the bar going up to 187.5. So 2.5 kilos below the European record, 7.5 below the world record.
Yes, and this, of course, would put him in the lead for the time being.
Would also push the Russian Matveyev off the podium in the clean and jerk.
Yes, he's adopting that technique where in the first phase, he keeps the hands close, and as he comes out of the squat, we'll watch, he'll hands wider for the second phase.
Just reducing the distance of travel. Okay, so Yeliashkov in the lead with a total of 345, leading the clean and jerk with 187.5. Here's Bursky, 187.5. That's what he's going for. If he does it, Bursky goes ahead of Yeliashkov in the clean and jerk, and of course in the total.
Yes, and puts him under big pressure, because a success at this lift means that Plamen Yeliashkov has got to take a European record to win. Oh, he looks good today, this man.
He really does. And of course, even if Yeliashkov does come out now, Bursky's still got this one lift to come. So it's a question of how you play the cards. This looking for clean and jerk honours. 187.5 on the bar still for him. He really does chuck that very solidly. He's very quick as well, isn't he?
He hasn't made a mistake today.
5 out of 5.
And pushed his teammate into a situation where he has to take 192.5.
Salilis doing better.
Yes, I think this would be a personal best for Salidis, which would be nice because he didn't do very well on the snatch. So this would be some consolation.
Well, it would be a reward because he took a big jump in the second lift, 10 kilos up. This is the minimum increase this time, the 2.5 kilos.
Well, I heard.
Come on.
Yes.
Very good. Come on. 2 to 1.
It's a personal best for him. And that's good to see, Dave, because a lot of people, when they do badly in the snatch phase, they lose it completely. But he's got the character to come back and still do a personal best in the clean and jerk.
Well, this is really fascinating now because Leonidas is coming out for his second lift at 190, and 190 is equal to the European record. He's still got another lift after this. As you see Salilis succeed really well. Here's Leonidas. And remember, after this, Bursky and Yeliashkov have also got another lift. So the man who's arguably in a strong position is Leonidas, providing he can lift this. 190. And he's lighter than Yeliashkov, and he's lighter than Bursky. That was good. His clean is always impressive. And that's really good, and there was a lot of strength there, and I think there might be another 2.5 kilos, you know, David.
Well, that's a new personal best for him.
That is equal to the European record set by Plamen Yeliashkov in the World Championships last November.
Third and last attempt for Plamen Yeliashkov, Bulgaria.
Well, surely Playman isn't taking 190. If he does take 190, he's conceding the gold medal.
London Marathon, Sunday morning from 9, live on British Eurosport.
If you think you know a bit about European football, British Eurosport's got a question for you. Which club does Christian Burns play for? Bayer Leverkusen, Grasshoppers, or Paris Saint-Germain? Know the answer? Then you could win a fabulous portable DVD player, giving you widescreen entertainment with perfect surround sound. And there are plenty more prizes, video game stations and British Eurosport pens. Call the British Eurosport line now. That's 0891 700 364.
So Leonidas working on him here, the whole of the Greek.
Galabin Boyevsky, Bulgaria. Tercer y último intento para Galabin Boyevsky, Bulgaria.
Outside the Colosseum, not a pleasant day, much better to be in here. Quite chilly in the hall, actually. Could be warmer. All the lifters would prefer it to be a little warmer. And now a new European record has been posted by Yeliashkov of Bulgaria, going for 192.5, 2.5 kilos below the world record. But remember, Bursky to come, and were he to make it, he would go ahead.
Yes, he's actually been pushed to this. He's had to take more than the European record to go ahead of his teammate.
And of course he knows that as far as the clean and jerk is concerned, he's got Leonidas to deal with as well, who's also lighter. Abaziev. A man who's really turned round Bulgarian lifting since the spring of 1997. Now, there's no doubt, David, if he does this, he will put pressure, a lot of pressure, on Burbsky and Leonidis. And he's not world and European champion for nothing. And I've got an uncanny feeling that he's going to do this.
Working well.
Drives up. Come on, come on. He's a great fighter, and he's got 3 whites. And that's a champion fighting for his title.
Yes, I don't think anybody could have asked any more of him.
A new European record by 2.5 kilos. Now, very simple. Leonidis and Burbsky, both of them are lighter than Yeliashkov, so they've only got to go to the same level to overtake him. Question is, though, can Burbsky, with 192.5, succeed?
Well, here, David, if Burbsky succeeds with this, he will be the European champion, and he will have a total record, but he won't take the clean and jerk because Yeliashkov did it first. So this for the overall gold.
Yeliashkov sitting on 350 total, equal to the...
He has to do this for the gold. He's looked good, hasn't made a mistake today. And there it is. Well, David, you said he'd done 200 a couple of weeks ago. There it is. And a new European total record.
Well, in fact, Burbsky 352.5, and by my reckoning, that is a new world record as well, because Plamen Yeliashkov 350, and that is a new total world record with this lift. Doesn't get the clean and jerk European record, but he does get the world total. And he's got, more importantly for him, the gold medal.
Now this is a funny situation because Plamen has got the world record with 192.5. But if this man, Leonidis, succeeds with this lift, although he won't have the world record, he will have the gold medal by virtue of lighter body weight.
I suppose you could for everyone.
Yes, something for everyone, yeah.
Half a minute to go. And this would underline Leonidis' improvement in this relatively new weight category for him. Too much, and it's not to be. And he finds himself down in the bronze medal position. And the new European champion of 1999 in the men's 69 kilo class is Galabin Burbsky of Bulgaria. Too heavy, couldn't do it, and there he is, the new champion. 24 years of age, from Knesha in central Bulgaria.
Yes, and the guy in the background with him, this Kodjibashev, he was a world champion back in the 80s.
And this tells you quite a lot about this man. Burbsky, who totaled out with 337.5 in the World Championships last November, and now 352 kilos. That is some improvement in, what, 5 months?
Well, he didn't make a mistake today. He was the man who got all the attempts in.
Now, I'm not going to say it's going to be easy to catch him, but I tell you what, he's now told everybody what he's about, and they're all going to know what they have to do when they go to Athens in November. There it is, clean and jerk gold medal by virtue of lighter body weight going to Burbsky, but in the record books, Yeliashkov will be the new European record holder because he did it first, as you rightly said, and Leonidis close, but not quite good enough, and he gets the bronze medal in the clean to go with the bronze medal that he got in the snatch. And Salilis catching up, but left himself a little bit too much to do. And Matveyev from Russia finishing in 5th place. He competing in the B group ranking earlier in the day. And there you can see 3 A group men, Amrian, Gula and Lavrinov, all completely out of it. So still lots to come here in the Coliseum. We've got a cracking competition lining up tonight at 8 o'clock Central European time. That's, of course, 7 for all of you across the British Isles and watching on British Eurosport. And really appetising battle there with the likes of Steinhoffel, who will be in action, together with a very good Bulgarian, Georgi Markov, coming out of the junior ranks for his first senior competition. Meanwhile, confirmation, the European champion for 1999 here in Spain, Gennady Bursky of Bulgaria, making it a 1-2. Yaliashkov, the defending champion, has to settle for silver, and Leonidas of Greece getting bronze ahead of his teammate Selilis. So Bulgaria and Greece really dominating this competition, and Matveyev of Russia in 5th place overall. Why on earth wasn't he in this final? 3:30, long way back from the leader, who gets a new total world record of 3:52.5. Impressive. Also this evening, we'll have highlights from the women's 69-kilo competition, which took place a little earlier today. Includes a new world record. So be with us for that if you can.